All right, now you can hear me.
Do we have to start all over? Okay. Hi and welcome. Take two.
What do we say?
I don't know. Who knows?
Rachel was saying how peppy she's feeling. I was saying how much I'm looking forward to this hour as some art therapy to decompress from the week. You were celebrating a whole bunch of things.
Oh yeah, I'm celebrating that the Warriors won, celebrating that we're going to have some fun this weekend for Father's Day with the family, and that I have some cool crafting to show you all.
It was a great project. This one is inspired by Sarah Lovecraft, and it's a lovely technique, and I think it'll work really nicely with some of our components in the shop. So we'll show you the design we're making in just a moment, but we were, Shara texted us that we didn't have sound. Thank you, Shara. The reason I realized we didn't have sound is I was saying, oh, I have a computer next to me today, so I can actually hopefully see more of the comments. So not far away like where the computer is. And I looked over and I said, and everyone was saying, yeah, we can't hear you. But now you definitely should be able to. And I'm gonna go ahead and add Rachel's camera so we can talk about today's project.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Well, hi everyone. If you don't know me, I am Rachel. I am Sam's older sister. I joined the shop, I think in February, like officially. I was helping out before this, but that's when it became official. And it's been so much fun to become a part of this Sam fam. You all are so awesome. So I cooked up a little project today to share with you all. This is, we're trying out a Sarah Lovecraft project with a little variation. So let me give you a close-up of these earrings that I made. Here they are. You might recognize some of these beads from the May box and some seed beads. So yeah, this is a project that Sarah did, I don't know, a few months ago on her YouTube channel. And I thought I would, I think it's called a Pico, this design going all the way around. And I just thought it would be that design, that technique was going to be just a great complement for these new Nunn design teardrops we have. They're brand new to the shop, and we have them in all these cool metals. Like today I'm going to be playing around with the sterling silver ones.
They're so cute. Sam
has a gold one.
There's I guess we didn't grab the others. Oh, and then these are the copper. So there's 3 platings. And there's 2 sizes, which is really nice because we see the larger size.
Yeah, these I like for earrings, and the larger I thought was really cool for a large pendant.
Yeah, I grabbed one of the small ones today. That I'm gonna have the gold ones. I'm keeping it for mine super simple because I'm realizing the necklaces I wear the most are like the most minimalist ones. So I grabbed some of the new Peridot in the shop. I thought that might be a nice combo together.
Yeah. Oh, those are so pretty together.
And my goal is a simple piece. I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to make a string of Peridot.
Let's see where that goes. Does it stay simple?
I think for once I will be able to do it.
Okay.
I think. But that's today's technique. So a huge shout out to Sarah Lovecraft.
Yeah.
If you get inspired to do this project, definitely you can always support Sarah. She has a tip jar, misssarahlovecraft@gmail.com, works with PayPal and Venmo.
And maybe we can even find the link for the original tutorial if people want to see the original design. Chat. Yeah.
Because today we're like, okay, it would be really fun to do try a Sarah Lovecraft technique class.
Yeah. And yeah, so what I have going on around here is lots of little beads. So I have going around, I have essentially what's going on here is a bunch of little wraps, and then adding a little hoop, a little half circle of beads, wrapping again and going all the way around. And what I added to these was this drop in the center. And for the pendant, I actually used a top drill bead and actually wire wrapped it onto both sides. So that was something a little different. These also, what's cool is we are using this pre-made component. So it is really sturdy. It keeps its shape. And so as you're wrapping, you don't have to worry about it changing shape and having to get back in there. You can make your own component if you want to, but it is really nice just to have these sturdy, beautifully shaped components to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesse's working on getting these components onto the website. I believe he has like a couple. Basically, just check the website today. You will see them at some point. All 3 platings in both sizes.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna use some itty bitty gems in the shop, since I feel like they need some love these days, and they're so pretty.
I was very fortunate to snag one of the small chakra strands, one of the Sam exclusives that was on the live sale last night. These are so cool because I get so many colors to choose from, so many gemstones. I don't even know yet if I'm going to use all of them or some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see what happens. But I have lots to choose
you have
from.
7 stones to choose from on that strand.
So yes, talking supplies, if you're making this today or another day, so you have your component, your teardrop, you have your itty bitty beads. I used 3mm check on this pendant, and then I used 8.0 Toho seed beads on the earring. So anything in that size range is nice. I'm going to be trying out, these are 2mm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
2 to 2.5.
I'm going to try to 2.5mm so we can see what that looks like. So you got your component, your beads, and then for the other little odds and ends, you'll need a jump ring for the top of the piece, whether that's to connect your chain for an earring or to connect your ear wire. So a couple jump rings. You might need a head pin if you're adding a dangle in the middle.
That's it.
And then just a basic set of wire working tools, cutters, round nose, flat nose are useful.
Awesome.
Oh, and of course, the most important one, 24 gauge wire is what I'll be wrapping with.
Nice. Yeah, we just actually got some wire into the shop, so that'll be finally. So folks have been asking for wire for literally years.
Yep.
So next week that'll start going onto the website. We're starting with German style, which is what I'm using today. I'm going to try out a 24 gauge German style for my wrapping. Rachel's going to use a silver plate softer wire.
Yeah, I'm going to use a soft flexed craft wire, 24 gauge.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Should we get started?
Do you want to jump and show this
technique?
Sarah technique?
All right. Gonna do my best. Try to make Sarah proud. Okay, so for the earrings, I cut a piece of 18 inches of wire,
okay.
And I still had a little bit left over. Like at the end, I wasn't like having to use some tiny little piece, which was nice. This was based on, the amount of wrapping I did. That is something you can vary, is like how many wraps you do between. If you're going to do a lot more wraps between each bead segment, you might want to cut a little more, maybe go up to 24 inches. But since I'm going to kind of mirror this design, I'm going to cut 18 inches. For this one, for the large pendant, I think I cut either like a 24 or 30 inch piece. So hopefully that helps. I would not do this on the spool because the spool will not fit through the piece. So you do have to cut your wire.
Right. But I guess we could pre-string our beads if we want to onto the wire.
Yeah, I guess that's an option. I hadn't tried it that way. So I'm going to start by cutting 18 inches of my silver wire to go with the sterling silver. So we have a ruler.
For once.
Yeah, and it does not have to be exact because there's going to be some extra. All right, I've got about 18 inches here. Do you need this, or you just cut it yourself?
Oh, I always eyeball.
Ah, there you go.
I like, especially like when string wire. I'm like, okay, I want a 24-inch necklace. Okay, here's 12 inches. Here's 12 inches. Here's 6 more inches for the crimps. Great, cut it.
There you go.
I've always estimated.
Yeah,
but thank you for the ruler.
All right, so let's see. I think I gotta hold it high so everyone can see. So I'm gonna take my piece of wire and from the back, bring it up and have the wire going over. And I'm on the top left of the piece. I want about inch and a half of a tail here that I'm gonna wrap around here. So I'm wrapping from the front. I'm on the front, gonna wrap it on the back and up from the bottom here. So bring that through, poke it up. Let's see.
Oh, so our short end is going to wrap upwards towards the tip.
Yeah, the short end is just wrapping upwards, and I'm going to go around 2 or 3 times here. Well, I got my nails done earlier today, and I feel like my fingers got like 10 times more slippery. Probably all that lotion they put on.
Like, I can't hold any wire.
Like, nothing's staying where I want it to. I'm gonna use, I think, some pliers for the end here. Actually, I'll just tuck that over. All right, so we have the start of the piece here, and then following what Sarah did, flip it over so that's now on the top right. I'm going to take the wire back up so I have it coming out for the piece. So let's see where Sam is at.
Yeah, so I think I followed your instructions properly. I have not done this Sarah class yet. I'm getting it through the grapevine.
Your wire is going the right direction. Perfect.
Yeah, I did remember you watching the beginning of the video with you and seeing how important it was, how important the direction of the wire was.
Yeah, it really will make your life easier, and it'll help bring some consistency to the piece to be thoughtful of the direction of your wire. So you've got the start. So this is kind of holding things down. Mine is moving a little, so I'm just going to press down to help keep it a little more secure. Let me tighten that a little bit. There we go. We want it tight, but at the same time, we might actually have to move these around a little bit.
Okay.
Because one thing is you don't quite know, but, until you do it with a certain size bead, it's hard to know exactly how many loops, how many half loops you're going to get. And so you kind of have, once you start getting towards the center, it's really nice to have one on the bottom that's centered with the top. And so you end up later having to like move things around a little. So I wouldn't try to make it too tight. You want to give yourself a little fudging load later. All right. So we got our wire secured. Now I got to choose some beads. Ooh.
What did you, so I got to pick from your chakra strand?
I have to pick here. All right. And do I want to mix them? Do I want to just do color blocking?
If I was more knowledgeable, I could tell you what each of the chakras meant.
I think I'm going to do some color blocking.
Ooh.
Oh, like what kind of feeling I want?
Yeah. What's support?
Yeah.
So by color blocking, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, by that, I mean I'm going to use a different color for each little pico bump.
That's what I say when I wake up every morning. Oh, so you're going to continue to change colors. Nice.
As I go along. So it'll be a little like fan of colors. So I'm just separating these out, I guess trying to keep the different colors sort of together.
I saw Nicole comment on these trays. I got these bamboo trays at Daiso, Japan, which is, I know there's a bunch of them on the West Coast. It's it's basically like a Japanese dollar store. Mm-hmm. Most things are like $1.50, $1.75. Like that bamboo thing was like, I think $1.75, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's perfect for this project today.
I think, Nicole, you do deserve another bead tray. Hey, Sarah's in the house. That's.
Oh my God, no pressure.
No, I'm gonna go run.
As we attempt her design. Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, just avert your eyes, okay?
You can give some extra tips too. How about that? You can correct.
She's like, you're doing it wrong.
Okay, now I have lots of colors here. So I just drop my piece on the ground? I think so. I definitely did.
I'm just started stringing up all my itty bitties, and then I'm gonna.
You want to do half and half? Or?
Sure. Let's see. It's kind of best, I guess I can do it. I'm pre-stringing a bunch of them. I don't actually know how many I'm gonna need, but then I'll just fold over the end of this wire so that I won't have to worry about stringing them on anymore.
Oh, you're gonna put all your beads on.
This is like the futziest part of it, so especially working with tiny gems.
Oh my God, yeah. Putting on these 2mm, 2.5mm gems is no joke. Okay, it's like, where's the hole? There it is. We're gonna test our eyesight today.
Yeah, we don't actually have to go to our eyes checked again this year then. If we could do this.
If we're gonna do this, we're fine. We got good, at least good vision up close.
Rich and I both don't have glasses or contacts. We don't know how because both our parents needed them by
pretty
like
young?
5th or 6th grade.
Yeah.
And
Very
we're in our
lucky.
20s.
Don't jinx us, Sam.
At this point, I'm just like, this is something. We got some recessive genes. This is working.
Something's going right. All right. Let's see. So now I have to decide like how many beads I'm going to put in each little bump. So here's 4, which I think does look really lovely. Which stone did I choose?
The green onyx.
Green onyx. Oh, so onyx can be like translucent?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I've seen it in much shades. I've seen whole like gradient strands even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's pretty.
I love that with the silver. So I'm starting off with the green onyx. All right, let me know when you're ready, Sam, or if you want me to go ahead and show the wrapping.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what I did there, and actually I'll just do it again, is so once you have your beads on, you know, your wire's just sticking out, you have to kind of turn it into that shape. So I'm just kind of bringing the wire down and making my little hump, my little bump there. I don't know what to call this thing. Give it like 30 names already.
I love
this. So you make your little bump, you know, get it whatever shape you want, as tight as you want. This might change later, as I said, like once we kind of get to the center and we're trying to center the bottom one, we might end up pinching them a little smaller, pulling them a little wider. So it might change. Now the wire, you can see I have going on the back side. So it's coming up from the front of the piece and then it's naturally going to the back side. So that's our first one. And then I'm just going to I guess I'm kind of holding it over there so the beads don't move around too much, and bringing my wire through. And I'm going to go around a few times. So this, you can choose how many times to go through. I did 3 last time. If the more you do, like, it will kind of help add some space between your beads. It might help the beads not run into each other. I don't really mind if my beads overlap a little bit. Yeah, so that is our first section here.
How many wraps did Sarah do in the original design?
I think she might have done 1 more wrap than this.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was close, similar to this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's our start. Do you want to take a turn?
Sure. It's like
so people can see it again. A scallop. Thank you, Kathy. That is a much better name for it. I like that better than a bump or a hump.
Well, I'm making bumps today.
We're making rumps. Is that where it all rhymes? Oh boy. Oh, we're not having any fun today.
Let's see. Let me see if 4 works on the Peridot also.
What size
similar
are those?
size. It's similar, like 2, 2.5.
Okay.
That's 4 of them. Part of me was also wondering if I did a much smaller number.
Let's see. Then it might be more just like along
more
the
of a standard.
edge. More of like an outline than than having a scallop. If you
Let me go back to 3.
Okay.
I was tempted to just do like 1 per, but I think it's the 4 on these. It needs to get like for the roundness of the hump.
Yeah, I think for these smaller beads, 4 is nice. Just so they're, I don't know, they're substantive enough to kind of match the piece. Because this is a nice like wide piece of metal. And I don't want these to look too dainty next to them.
Sorry, I can show you while you're talking.
Yeah. As I was saying, yeah, I just want to make sure like that it's that it's substantial. I can't say that word, so why do I keep trying? That it's got enough.
It's substantial
good
enough.
Balance. So I went with 4.
If folks notice that how Rachel brought it through really helps by poking the first part of the wire through immediately. I used to try to bring it from the other end.
Oh yeah, don't start from the end.
And that's how I would have so many issues with this sort of wrapping.
Your wire will get really kinked and bent, and it might even break.
Also, this is one of my first times working with German style wire.
Yeah.
I've only heard Sarah recommend it
1,000 times.
407.
And what can you remind me?
What's
different between like
German
the craft
style
wire I'm using and the German style?
German wire itself is a harder wire.
Okay.
So this is kind of made in the style of it, where instead of being dead soft like a copper-based wire would be, a German style wire. So I had the package from my Bead spool, theoretically.
Probably on the floor. I don't know.
It's just a little harder, but so far it's actually I'm finding a little bit easier to do this wrap than I'm remembering for other 24 gauges.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
nice.
don't know. This is going well.
They both
work
for wrapping.
Yeah.
They both work really, really nicely.
Yeah.
Sarah says I've converted. Sarah
Her evil plot has
is
worked.
medium tempered.
Okay. Cool. All right. I can keep going here.
Wow.
So got our first scallop. So now I'm going to do the next one. So again, the wire is on the top coming out, and I'm going to choose 4 more beads. And I want to choose a different color because this is the color blocking I want to do is each scallop in a different one. So I start with those green ones. Now I think I'm going to do these blue ones. Are these aquamarine or
Awesome Amazonite.
Amazonite? All right. I'm still learning my gems, guys.
Well, the Amazonite comes in so many tones, so it makes it's totally reasonable to.
I'm learning a lot, but I got a long way to go. I mean, I've got Sam here. He knows like every gem in the book.
I wish. I truly wish.
It feels like it sometimes.
Rachel's become our like check glass specializer at the shop.
I have fallen in love I have fallen in love with check glass for sure. I mean, this is all check glass, or like all this around the edges, or that's Toho, but we have check here and check in the center, and oh, I love using it. It's just so gorgeous. They can do so many cool things, so many cool colors and textures. All right, how many? I got 3 on. I need 1 more. These little itty bitties.
I liked Sally's comment earlier. She said, looking forward to making some jewelry. I had a busy week and have not been motivated to make anything when I get home from work. I feel like I'm kind of in the same vein. I don't think Rachel's had some jewelry motivation this week. This is the first time other than Wednesday, that I've sat down to bead.
Mm-hmm.
And already like everything just calms a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
So thanks for beading with us, Sally.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to show you it all again. So I have my 4 beads on. I'm just going to tuck that wire behind to turn that into our little scallop. You really want me to call it something else, don't you?
Yeah.
So then, as I didn't even realize I was doing, but Sam pointed out, I kind of just push the end here, so it's coming out, and then I can easily grab the rest of the wire through without kinking it. And then I'm going to wrap it a few times. And I'm going to try to be consistent with the number of wraps I do. You don't have to. I mean, I think it could look cool if you vary it. Like, I could totally imagine having like more wraps near the bottom.
Start spacing them out differently.
Yeah. I've got my 3. Now I'll add 4 more beads. So I think I want to go into the purple. So what is our purple here, Sam?
Oh, some garnet. So like a plummy tone garnet. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost read purple to me. That's cool.
Yeah, I love when garnet comes in like slight tones that are slight off red. Purple garnet's like one of the more rare types of garnet. And I don't think that's exactly what that is, but it definitely has some of that hue.
All right, got my 4 more beads on.
Holly says, would it be bad luck to practice this design with the chakra beads? I think it would be the best of luck, Holly.
Yeah, I mean, they've got so much wisdom to share, those beads. All right, so I've made my little scallop, and then I'm going to bring it up the center. Yeah, do folks have any questions on the technique? It is, I mean, it's fairly simple, and you get to repeat it a few times. I definitely found like the first time I did it, my hands felt a little clumsy, trying to figure out getting comfortable with it. But by like the second and definitely the third piece that I made, I was like whipping it out. I was like, when I made the second one, I was like, Sam, this is like a quick 10-15 minute earring. This is so fast. So be patient with yourself the first time. And then it just, you start to speed along. You just kind of get in the groove with this wrapping.
Well, this actually, because I'm used to doing wraps like this. Wanda, I'm back on camera just for you. Do you want
to make yourself bigger?
Oh, sure. No, I'm missing my hands. We're not showing whatsoever as I do. And I'm used to doing one wrap per bead. This actually this technique is quite a bit faster than that because we're doing, for 4 beads high, we're doing larger sections on the component, and because we're using a prefabricated component, it makes the earrings kind of come together a little quicker.
But these gemstones, I really hope it looks really elegant. I mean, these are sterling silver plated, which I think is so cool. Like,
yeah, bright silver.
Yeah. How nice is that? All right. Ooh, can I show people what colors I chose?
Yeah.
All right, I went to this. What is this one, Sam? This dark blue.
Got some lapis.
Got some lapis, yeah. I know. I tried to start light and get darker as I went down. That was the idea. So, as you can see, I'm kind of getting towards the middle of the bottom. So I think this one is the one I'm going to try to center. So I'm going to first just make it into a loop. I found the one in the center ends up kind of sitting a little closer to the component. I think that's just, I don't know, because the amount of curve there or something like that. But all right, so I just see if I gotta see if I think that is centered there. It's definitely close. I feel like I might just want to wiggle things over a little bit, which is literally wiggle, right? I said the right words. So literally just like, I mean, it's hard to really like show it, but I'm kind of just pushing things down a little bit just to get it, just fudging it to exactly where I want it to be. So that way, like this one sits really nicely on the bottom.
Do you think if I am doing all one color, I need to worry about having a centered one in this design?
I mean, I don't think you like have to, because I mean, with this, the beads definitely all just kind of blend together. I still did try with this one, and I think it is nice to have that kind of symmetry.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's required. I don't think it's, I wouldn't stress about it. If your first one, you just can't quite get it, that's totally fine. But you might also realize you might end up just having to have a lot more like space at the top to get it centered. Yeah, I don't think it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm hoping for the best as I get near the top of here.
Yeah, can I see?
Yeah.
Oh, you're like all the way around.
Yeah, it wasn't. Did I not follow the instructions?
I was talking about the center of the bottom. You're like way past that.
Well, I know that's what I was asking because I'd already gone past the. I'm already well.
Sam is like almost done over here.
Yeah, I'm well past the bottom. So I'm just.
So let's see what happens. Wait,
so
hold it up.
This one's gonna go
not
there.
Cover it, your thumbs don't cover the bottom beads. Yeah. So yeah, yours is more. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'll be able to get on one more. And I'm also not making earrings, so it has a little bit more give to it. I might adjust them.
Earrings I want. But yeah, you probably could move them.
Wait, actually, currently it's almost in line.
If you make that one.
The last one.
Yeah.
So
you might just need to stretch out the other ones a little bit.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah.
To do that,
this is forgiving, this project, which I like.
Oh, thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just gonna turn off like those pliers. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Okay. I love who pointed this out, Wanda. Sam has all these beautiful trays, and he decides
Why?
to use like,
I couldn't find my crystal trays.
Like you could at least use that.
Much better.
Oh my god.
Use what you got when you're a beater.
Here's what I had him switch to, guys. Oh
so I'm just gonna move my spirals a little over if I can. So far I haven't been able to move actually anything, but that's okay. It's gonna hope for the best in this last one. It'll end up being pretty much in line with the last one. And then with the wraps, actually it'll be fine. I'm pleased. I would wear that, and that's my goal for this piece anywho.
All right, I need to catch up with you, so I'm just gonna try to make some progress here on my wrapping.
You're going for a pair of earrings, right?
Yeah. I mean, I at least want to get this one done today.
Your beads actually look slightly smaller potentially.
Yeah, than yours. Right? So you compared to
I
yours?
think so.
Yeah, I think they are. So that's why I won't like be exactly the same fit.
Definitely keep in mind like the pressure you put. I'm talking like towards everyone on
yourself.
Yeah, truly.
Definitely think about the pressure you're putting on yourself. Keep that very light, please. No, what were you gonna say?
The pressure you put on, because I'm like, as I'm holding these little gems, You can't put unlimited pressure onto them because they will break. Gems are not made of diamonds unless they are diamonds.
Which you did recently sell a diamond in the shop, and I couldn't believe that.
There's like certain kinds of diamonds. Diamonds are artificially priced, anywho. That's why like those rough diamonds weren't $1 million a strand. But keep in mind that some stones are softer. An apatite is going to be a lot softer of a stone. It has natural fissures and just generally is a softer stone. So if you put pressure on it, it's going to crack at one of those points, so those like pressure points. So just kind of notice how you're holding your piece. Don't try to really hold it by the gems itself if you can't. I'm sure like when Rachel was wrapping with the seed beads, you don't see these seed beads are pretty sturdy. Probably don't really have to worry much about breakage.
Yeah. You need to be a little more gentle.
All right, I've pretty much... So it's not like perfectly aligned, but I'm just going to add a bit more wire up there after I snip off my short end here.
And are you planning to add a bead in the middle? A focal?
Oh, because I would want to do that now, wouldn't I?
No, not if you're doing... Depends if you're doing so if you're doing a top drilled one, for that I used the wire. Do you mind spotlighting me?
Sure.
Cool. So when I used the top drilled bead, I did just use the exact same wire that I had used all the way around. I mean, you could also start a new piece. That wouldn't be too hard. Versus for this one, the bead is on a head pin, and it's not using our main piece of wire, so you can just cut.
And is it attached to your main jump ring there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hanging off the jump ring. So I guess if you want a top drilled bead, you might want to pause, pick it out before you start, before you cut everything off. Here's where I'm at.
Oh, so I love the silver goes great with all those. Oh, that's so pretty.
Thank you.
It's so nice to see the combo of the sterling silver plate with nice gems.
Yeah.
It reads really nicely.
Yeah. And I think this could work with the 3mm chakra strand you have too. I think I might have only, in that case, I might have only used 3 on each side. I think that would have been lovely too. All right, next I need to do the Amazonite. What's next for me? Well, since this project has been on Sarah Lovecraft's YouTube channel for a little bit, has anyone already made this design?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Re-inspired.
Will you tell us if you've already tackled this technique?
This is the sort of technique that is applicable onto pretty much any piece that you want to add small gems onto.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to the default of just doing one bead, do a wrap, one bead, do a wrap. But there's another way you could also do this.
Yeah.
It's nice to have. It's very freeing to have like those bonus techniques at your disposal.
No, there's a little more dimension, a little more volume. All right, I'm on my last one. So I'm definitely leaning. So you can see it's not even right now. Like this one is way lower. So I need to stretch these out. So I'm just going to push up this wire over just the little wire wraps and try to get it a little more symmetrical. And there we go. Now it's a little closer. I might need a little more over.
The direction I was thinking for the peridot, because I'm trying to envision how I would want to wear it. Oh, I love that you did it symmetrical.
Yeah, now it's a little closer.
There's a great combo of stones too.
Yeah, I went for more of the cool tones on the chakra strand.
Pretty.
Down here are some of the ideas of what I could put in the center. I just grabbed a few and I figured I'd decide once all the other beads were on.
I'm pondering not adorning the center of mine.
Just keeping it
Sarah's
simple.
shaking her head. I'm not adding more.
I thought she commented that, but you just know. She doesn't even need to say that.
No.
Sam, you're not going to add a dangle?
No dangles on mine. because what I'm thinking is I'm going to start working on a wire wrap chain over here.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking,
kind of extend the peridot.
Yeah, obviously there's lots of ways things I could put this onto. I found a little bit of leather that I'm also curious about with the peridot. Like the tone of this leather is actually quite gorgeous. So if I get tired of making the chain, I might switch over to finish it off with some leather. But
that goes really nice together.
That actually is very pretty. But I think for now I'm going to keep it in my peridot gold palette because I did say I wanted to keep this simple. To make this is wire wrap loop fundamentals. With the next loop I'll show for folks who are newer to wire wrap loops or who do more simple loops instead of wire wrap loops. Rachel's shocked that I am how opposed I am to most simple loops.
Yeah, I was commenting that the other day. I was like, why are you hating on simple loops so much? Like, they're so much faster. That's what I like. They feel very efficient.
They're definitely fast. But I find the look of them, I don't think they
look as nice.
No, I think maybe it's just because I've made jewelry. Like maybe if a normal person wouldn't notice it at all.
Yeah.
But like if I'm looking at a piece, it's one of the first things I think I notice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think wire wrap loops give a very finished, professional look.
Well, yeah, and I mean also you're using you need to use a fairly thin gauge wire for these. Like,
oh yeah, and that's
I mean I don't think you have choice
in terms. Yeah, sure. That's a good point. That's a good entry. But yeah, even if I'm using thicker gauges where you do have the choice of using a simple loop and not worrying about it opening up, I still often gravitate towards wire loops. Maybe like not in the case of like an 18 gauge because so hard, so hard to wrap that.
Yeah.
But just generally, I think the look of doing a wire wrap loop. Also, there's people who can,
especially with these itty bitty gemstones. I think it does look really elegant to have the wire wrap loop. Like, absolutely.
So I'm basically gonna go ahead and make
a
whole bunch of links like this.
Okay.
With little peridots.
How are you gonna attach all the links?
I'm gonna go ahead and keep adding to this chain. That was just my first link.
Oh, you want to make yourself remember to attach them each time? Why not? You could just like help yourself out and just like put a jump ring.
Sometimes it pays to be delusional, you know.
This time, guys, he will actually.
Well, because that's the whole point. If I'm doing the wire wrap links, then why not? Take advantage of them. So here's actually how to do a wire wrap loop. I once again actually didn't start at the beginning, so I'm going to cut. Since I'm doing such short sections of beads, I only need 4 or so inches of wire. I'm going to come in around the middle and give myself a 90-degree bend to start my loop. And I'm doing pretty small loops. You can vary your loop size based on where you place it on your round nose pliers. Remember kind of generally where you are on your round nose pliers for your project. So I've just brought that wire up and around and then rotated my pliers up to create some space at the bottom so that I can bring that wire more around to finish my loop. Now I'm holding that loop, and you could do this with the other hands the exact opposite way, but this is my method. Wrapping with my non-dominant hand until I have usually 3 full wraps there. I used to do 2, but I think it was Sarah I noticed does 3 often, and I think it looks really nice. I only have one more opportunity to actually connect this to the other link. I'll put on 3 of my peridots. And I will connect this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rachel has little faith in me for this, just for this.
Well, I'm going to keep right now. Right now's the time. It's your moment.
This is my moment.
This is the moment before you wrap it close.
So, got my loop. I'm
helping.
Open that loop upwards like a jump ring. and bring that on. So about 1/2 inch at a time, I'll be forming my chain, and then I'll decide exactly how I want to attach my pendant to it, whether I'll just have it coming to it or hanging from the chain itself.
Cool.
That does not matter at this moment, though.
I think I'm ready to show people the next step. So I have also gone all the way around. So I just did the last 3 loops and I just cut off the excess. Let's see, do I have, here was my excess. So looks like I do have like about 6 inches. So it probably only uses a foot. So you maybe could have cut a little smaller, but I don't know. I also at the end like not having just like a 1/2 inch left.
Yeah.
And like it's just very hard to twist.
That's
so
too stressful.
yeah, so I'm happy with, you know, cutting 18, only using 12. I think that's fine.
And also,
this is
it's actually,
usable.
it's enough length that it's still usable.
Yeah, so it's actually not, it's not an awkward length. All right, so I'm gonna make sure I tuck that piece of wire at the end just so it doesn't scratch anyone. All right, so we've got that. Now, I don't know if you saw me in the corner before, but I was playing around with the different choices I had to see like which one I liked the best. So do I want that like blue one there? This like cool textured one. I even looked at some of these top drilled, but the one that stole my heart was this cool gem with all these striations.
You went in for some rhodochrosite. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, those have been like newer to the shop, I feel like.
Yeah, these are from my stash maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah, they caught my eye. I love that texture and the striations.
Are you able to control like how low down it is so that it like fills the larger space of the drill?
I mean, I guess you could and add more beads on top. I personally don't think I want that for my design. I want it to be up at the top. But yeah, if you wanted to like have it fill more at the bottom, you could add more beads above. But I actually kind of like it being off center and higher up.
Pretty.
All right, so now I'm just going to see if I can if this head pin will work for wire wrapping. So I'm just going to put my round nose there and fold it over so I have somewhere to add my wire wrap loops. And then I have, let me stay on camera.
It's definitely a thicker gauge head pin I found in my stash. I told Rachel if it doesn't work, always have a...
All right, so I pulled it around and then I go in all the way around. Once I have my loop there, I hold that down and wrap around. Okay. All right, I think that worked. All right, then I'm going to cut off my excess. I think I just overwrapped a little bit more than I like. All right.
I was really hoping we would get a knotted head pin in this class. Gotta give Wanda something to type.
All right, so now I've got my my wire wrap piece. So I'm going to take a fairly large jump ring because it needs to get around a lot of beads and hold a lot on it. So I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to go around the top of my piece. I'm going to add on my dangle. Which actually in the end is getting quite a bit of length.
Yay!
From the wrapping. So Sam will be happy.
Yahoo!
And then actually, I should have gotten this fully ready, but I need one little one because I want one more little jump ring at the top before I put on the earrings. So maybe I'll even, let's see, do we have some ear wires?
Oh, you want some silver ear wires?
I think we had some in this, I think there's some in the Soft Flux kit, right?
Yeah. I also have a box of findings in this drawer. Rachel and I organized the whole craft area, combining all of our tools and things. Let me show a little bit.
They're all one now.
Over on these drawers over here, got like our tools, and we got our wire. I got my silver silk, and actually that's bead boxes. I think the next one was soft flex, silver silk. Stretch cord. This is very satisfying.
All exactly where you need, right by you. Where you need it. Okay. All right. If you want to go back onto me, I can finish this up. All right. So I'm just getting this little jump ring all fully closed nicely. Right now the wires are the metal's overlapping. This one's a little finicky.
I did not find.
I'm gonna try again because I don't like what I did.
I know. I was out of my tier cast.
Very overlapped.
Oh yeah, I was out of my tier cast jump rings.
This is not as fun.
It definitely does make a difference.
Just like trying to make these happy. I don't know why.
Sometimes we just like kind of wiggle it back and forth and back and forth, like you
well,
can
it's more like they were overlapping, which now when you make them not overlap, they're like an oval. But whatever. Okay. We'll wish we had tier cast ones right now. All right. So as I mentioned, it's going through yeah. So the jump ring is around the component. I've got my head pin piece wrapped on or hanging on there. I'm gonna add my little jump ring, which I'll use for the ear wire. And then I'll close this up. And the jump ring really stays up at the top pretty well. At the top of the teardrop. Has a little movement, which is nice, but it stays
right, because there's nothing necessarily.
Oops. Yeah, it's not like connected to the piece. It's more loosely hung on. All right, so I've got that there. And now with that little jump ring, I'm going to attach my ear wire. And these ones are open, so I can just, hook it on and then close it.
Those are beautiful ear wires.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Here's my kind of design on the fly.
Ooh, let's see.
Earring. Okay, the only thing I might change is that maybe made that loop a little smaller. I think would have looked nice at the top of the bead, but other than that, I'm into these colors.
Pretty.
I have the best lighting for you to see all the colors, but there we go.
There you go. Oh, pretty.
There's some earrings. A little bedazzling with our scallops and a nice focal in the center.
Oh, I love the color combo.
What do you guys think?
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's a great job.
There we go.
Here I am with my 4 links of peridot.
Get the start of a chain over there.
So eventually, like this will become. I'll connect this, and this will become a lovely chain, just like that. Nothing too complex. I intentionally did more than 1 peridot per link, just to give myself a little bit of kindness.
And it matches the piece.
Oh, true. Little sections of peridot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you don't want to wrap one after every tiny
It's a fig.
bitty bead.
It's a fig. Gosh. But I really like. I haven't worn gold, so I'm excited to finish off this piece. But that's the basis of this technique.
Yeah.
My other ideas, just generally with these components, is I was thinking.
Oh yeah, there's 100 other ways you could use these.
I was thinking like a cluster technique would be nice with it. You could use jump rings,
or do like a chain coming off with the cluster technique.
Right, just like maybe kind of almost in colorways. You get a bunch of random extra blue beads, all kind of hanging down here. They'll sit together and kind of form their own cluster. And then if you vary the length, you could even have some that are multiple beads hanging down from it.
Yeah.
And it would almost be like a crying
teardrop.
I think it could be really pretty. Yeah, I think I'm also kind of now starting to see like if that was at the side of the front of the piece.
Oh my gosh, you could use that for like a multi-strand.
You can almost use it
necklace?
for a multi-strand without. I think it kind of could work but depending on the length of your strands, it potentially could work.
Yeah. Oh, that could be. Really
you could also wire wrap onto here and add loops to it. Just basically, you can even do this more tightly and use each of these as a link. For a multi-strand
I wouldn't do that
piece.
off the gems, but yeah, if it was just wire or I mean, you could probably hang. If you have left a little more room between some of these check beads, have a necklace. You have like parts of a beginning of a multi-strand necklace. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Now, what if you use them upside down?
How would I use it upside down?
Like, why not? Like, it doesn't. We're like all like thinking only this direction. Let's gotta be outside the box here. Like.
If that was the top of your
I then want to put like something right here almost. and just with my ear wire on the top.
You would need, actually, because the bead, you would
I
need something to secure.
Yeah, I might
it
want
that
to wire
direction.
wrap a loop up there.
And then that would hold it in place. Yeah.
Yeah. And then have a bead hanging off the bottom. You could do, this could be cool with the cluster going down.
Ooh, some chains hanging down from that.
Now if you go sideways.
Okay. Oh, wait. No, now you're thinking like bracelet. That would be a really pretty bracelet component. That could be wrapped.
I think there's a couple. Is there a couple more of these?
Of these teardrops?
Yeah, in our metal component drawer.
I think you just got these.
I thought there was a couple. No, it's in the metal components drawer. A couple two down. Yeah, right there. There's a couple more.
Nice. Because I have some leather, and there's no reason I couldn't tie a knot onto it. I fold over my leather. I've not done a lot of leather knots, so I'm mostly, hold on.
I don't know where you are going.
A basic, there's a name for this. It's like the most common.
I just can't figure out what you're trying to demo. Okay.
So
you're
if
trying
I
to hold it there.
put my loop through and then bring my strands in there, if I'm not fumbling today. Actually, it's a really pretty earring too.
That is cool.
You could do that on both sides. And then
you could put like one bead in the center. Like if you have, obviously these aren't the same metal, but if.
Thank you, Lark's head knot. Thank you, Vicky.
Oh my gosh, this with like a stone in the middle of them on a bracelet would be so cool.
Ooh, I love that actually. This lapis with the silver in the middle there.
Or that there.
That's like a dreamy bracelet. I
really
really
like.
like.
There's wire wrap beads. You could do the wire wrap chain off the other end.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have to be leather on both sides.
Mm-mm.
Oh, add a little texture to one side of the piece.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we have a lot of directions we can go with this now.
There's a lot you can use these for.
Also, now I just realized how much I love leather. I finally found this little leather stash. Let's see. I think you bought this at a bead store. That's like a bead store marking.
Okay.
It's really nice quality leather.
Actually, I think this might be I picked up at in downtown Madison, Wisconsin.
It's a great quality
leather. Because actually I have a necklace using that.
I might have to steal some of that. Well, there's some ideas for the new teardrops.
Yeah.
Go back to Rachel. She has all the inspiration over there. So
yeah, let's make it so you can see everything. Can we put your piece over here too? There's one design and so many different colors.
Yeah. So these are all Nunn design components. They're based out of Washington. They make all their components in the U.S. with crazy metal standards, lead-free pewter.
Yeah, cast and pewter, and then they put the different platings of the sterling silver or antique silver. Got some antique gold, antique copper here.
Pretty. Hermie said brick stitch around the component. Yeah, if you are someone who is comfortable with brick stitch.
Like a seed bead, like that's a seed bead technique, right?
Well, it's the one Danielle showed in the December class around a similar shape component that we had. It would absolutely work with this. Yeah, so this is Nunn design. We also have another version of a teardrop that actually has a loop in it at the top.
Yeah.
From TierraCast, if you do like having a loop ready to go for you to hang a bead from.
Yeah.
These are nice because the Nunn design stuff has a little bit more of like that handmade feel to it that I really like.
Yeah, it has a slight bit of hammering.
I find them have like a softness that I really find appealing. So there's some ideas. I hope that gives you a little inspiration heading into your weekend.
This was so much fun. Thank you for having me,
Yeah,
Sam.
thanks for. I'm so glad you had some inspiration to share this week. Thanks for sharing that.
And thank you again to Sarah for this awesome technique.
Yeah, Sarah's tip jar is misssarahlovecraft@gmail.com, and she has that on PayPal and Venmo. And then if you want the components that we've got here, head to samsbeadshop.com. They'll be on there. Probably now or later today. And I think that's all from us for now. We'll be back next week with lots of new goodies and lots more to announce about our summer of fun that we've got coming up.
Yeah, and next week, probably a lot more play with the June box.
Oh,
I think that's what next week is going to be about.
Folks are asking when we're with Sarah. So
yeah,
I'm joining Sarah on her page on Tuesday. That's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Set your alarm for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Friday, Sarah's going to do a Sam's Bead Shop class. And
this time next week?
This time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Sarah will be joining for some lots of June beadbox fun. She always has great techniques to share. So I hope to see you lovely beaders there. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off, everyone.
Have a lovely weekend.
Have a great Father's Day weekend, everyone. We're celebrating tomorrow.
Yeah, we're celebrating early.
We like to avoid the crowds. Bye, everyone.
Bye.